The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Tama is drawing away, and Tama with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
Il Miracolo now in command.
Let's Go Racing is proudly brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi, and we are coming to you from our Parks Racing studio. On today's show, Turning for Home celebrates their 4,000th horse. They came into the racehorse retirement program. We will have all the details for you. And it was the $100,000 Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes here at Parks Racing for 2-year-olds. Some of our trainers head down to Laurel Park in stakes races and learn all about the starting gate here at Parks Racing. We had our binoculars out on a pretty exciting 2-year-old that hit the Parks Oval, but we're excited about our 4,000th horse in Turning for Home.
As well we should be. Look, I think we've said it for a long time. The Parks program is the model for the country. It's been around for 15 years. Danielle Montgomery, the program administrator, has done a phenomenal job for the last decade. Obviously, Danny, you've been intimately involved in it, and it's just such a great program. The idea, of course, stemmed from Mike Bellezzi. He read something in the New York Times years ago. He wasn't happy with what he was reading. He says, that's not going to happen around here, and it hasn't. And if you have a horse that has a problem here at Parks, you know where to go.
And without further ado, our 4,000 horse is Mrs. Cruz. She's retired by Everton Smith. Now, Mrs. Cruz is just a plain bay mare. She is a war horse, been with a myriad of trainers. She ran 81 times. She is the kind of horse that Turning for Home is here for. We want to make sure she didn't fall through the cracks. And here is her former trainer, Everton Smith.
She's a good girl. She take real good care of me when I need her the most. I know she need me. I'm going to just send her to go have a happy life. For right now, but she's good. She ain't got no problem or no. She just run a couple bad races. That's it. Once her time come, good luck, y'all, mommy.
Good job, Mrs. Cruz. Well-deserved retirement. Job well done.
Absolutely. 4,000. Huge number over 15 years.
Well, let's get into some horses that are just beginning their racing career. 2-year-olds running in the $100,000 Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes. This is a prestigious race, 7 furlongs, a great field of 9, but Uncle Heavy, late post-time favorite.
Yeah, I mean, the money came pouring in on Uncle Heavy at the end. Uncle Heavy named for Mark Reed, who's involved. He was involved in picking this horse out, and this is a first-time starter. Was really impressive. Of course, Mark's brother Butch trains this horse from Mike Model.
Yeah, homebred actually, bred by Barbara Reed, Mark's wife. Notice of Action, the undefeated horse, coming in as our second choice.
Very impressive in all 3 starts. Won the Prince Lucky on PA Derby Day. Bobby Ann Hawthorne done a terrific job. I was surprised this horse wasn't favored. I was really surprised when the money came in on Uncle Heavy at the end.
All right, we're looking for another Smarty Jones. Here's the call, the Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes.
Factor You and Me In, Twilight Dancer just a nose behind. Then it's Capo, Notice of Action, now up to 3rd. Kelly's Kids, Dawn Tequila is losing some ground. Then it's Sharp Tones in on the rail, Heavy Pour. Then it's back to Uncle Heavy. Twilight Dancer puts his nose in front. Factor You and Me In, hanging tough for now as they make their way into the turn. Twilight Dancer with that big blaze. Factor You and Me In, Capo in 3rd. Then in on the rail, Notice of Action, his undefeated record on the line. Sharp Tones moving in between horses. He's now up to 4th. As they make their way through the turn of the half, 47-1. Twilight Dancer has the lead. Capo giving him a run on the outside, losing a little bit of ground. There's Factor You and Me In. Notice of Action has nowhere to go. He is in tight. Twilight Dancer has the lead. A late run from Sharp Tones. Now Twilight Dancer trying to hold on from Capo. Capo and Notice of Action has some room. Twilight Dancer, Capo with a final bid. These two down to the wire, and Capo puts his nose in front. Capo wins the Pennsylvania Nursery.
And Capo and Kendrick Carmouche get the win, 23-1. When do you see that?
Not on Kendrick, not usually. Now, this horse was claimed out of a maiden 20 down at Churchill Downs, obviously with this race in mind for PA breds. And it was just a brilliant ride by Kendrick, who kept Notice of Action to his inside, wouldn't really let what he called the favorite, because he was the favorite when he went to the starting gate. It was Kendrick. It was a classic. Congratulations to Cinto Solis and the whole crew. Frankly, I couldn't find this horse, but hey, he won the race. The unfortunate horse in the race was Uncle Heavy. missed the break 5 lengths, took a dramatic left turn. If you watch the head-on, put a line through that. In fact, put a line through notice of action too, because he was behind horses. He didn't really have a chance, but it's all about our man KC, and we caught up with him in the winner's circle.
When was the last time you were 23-1 at Parks? That doesn't happen.
No, that don't happen, but, you know, if you do see me at 23-1, I think you should run to the window.
The race was kind of wild. You had to make a couple decisions. Take us through your decisions during the race.
My horse broke good. I saw Frankie wanting to lead, and I saw another horse wanting to be close. So I had the favorite where I wanted him inside of me the whole race, going down the chute, going down the backside. Once we hit the 3-8, the favorite kind of dedicated itself to the inside, and I just knew from there I had to just stay close enough where I could keep him inside. And once I kept him inside, he never had enough horse to switch out and run me down. So, you know, thanks to the trainer, I'm just a fill-in, man. I'm just glad to come pick up a check at Parks, you know.
What did this center tell you about the horse? I mean, they went down to Churchill Claim for $20,000.
He just told me do whatever I think best. That's why they sent me here. You know, they wanted me to come here to give the horse a confident ride. I warmed the horse up. He just told me, can you make sure they have a tail on the horse in the gate and make him live that good? And whatever decision you make, I'm fine with it.
You going back to New York or Delaware tonight?
Now I'm going back to Delaware. You know, I got today is a gumbo day. You know, I'm gonna make me a chicken sausage gumbo, just because, you know, I wouldn't want that Parks today. So that's my little favorite dish that I do whenever it's a little cold out. You know.
So that ride down 95 will be good tonight.
Oh, I think so. It was gonna be good no matter win, lose, or draw. But this just puts a little icing on the cake. You know, it helps. You know, but I love coming to Parks and see my people. I was pretty much raised with all these people around here at this point, and you know, it's just good to come hug and give kisses, and where I could get love back. You know, they wish me all the best when I go to New York and wherever I travel, so I wish the same for them.
What a Hall of Fame ride by Kendrick Carmouche. That was a lot of fun. We'll see what Capo does next. Well, we're going to head to our first break, but you don't want to go anywhere. We have more top racing, and you're going to learn all about the Parks Racing starting gate coming up on your favorite show, Let's Go Racing.
This is Parks.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, the starting gate is one of the most important things on the racetrack, right? It's where the race begins.
And we just found out at the nursery how important it is, right? If you don't get a good break, it can change everything, and it's a fascinating contraption out there.
Absolutely. And our very own Chris Griffin has this great feature teaching you all about the Parks Racing starting gate.
The old cliche saying is, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. While that's mostly true, in horse racing, the start is actually one of the most crucial parts of a race. In a game of inches like this, the starting gate can tell so many stories before the race is even run. We're going to have a chance to check out all the components of the starting gate, the assistant starters. What is the gate? What are the components? Let's find out. In its simplest form, the starting gate is powered by a battery unit and is ready to operate with the simple turn of a key.
This is an electric starting gate. We have 2 deep cell batteries.
The key is, well, key, because you turn the key to the right and the starter's button is good to go. But as a backup, should the button not work, you turn the key to the left and you can quickly open the gate that way. The front of the gate is a lesson in engineering. Drop the bar into the groove and everything connects into place. The gate closes up and behind those doors stands a thoroughbred ready to run. When it comes to race day, the starter has his program out. Park starter Brian Kraft and his team have seen many of these horses at the gate during training hours in the morning. We caught up with a couple trainers during those training hours to get some insight on what they take from the importance of the starting gate.
It's everything, especially in American racing, and speed is king. So if you can pop out and get position, you are at an advantage. So you have to make sure that they can get out and get a rhythm and find their position. But a horse that goes in the gate and stands and behaves and doesn't do anything and can pop right out of there, that's a big advantage.
Danny, taking a look at the gate, and obviously you were in the gate as a rider, but as a trainer, do you look at it any differently? Or
Yeah, I do look at it a little differently because I know the confined space that the jockey is in there with, the big horse, there's a gate guy in there, and honestly the gate is probably the most important part of the race because if you get a bad break, it can really cost you everything. So making sure that these horses are well schooled and well mannered in the gate is highly, highly important in this business.
Often racing in the Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes, it was a very slow beginning for Uncle Heavy.
Every horse can be different shapes and sizes. So the experienced crew at Parks, with almost 200 years combined of experience, has to adjust accordingly. A wedge, which acts as extra padding on the back end, will help a horse settle more in the gate. A United gate has the roof overhead. Some of the newest innovations, if you notice the padding up at the top of the gate. Well, Smarty Jones, one of the most famous Pennsylvania breds of all time, that padding actually is a result of something that happened to Smarty Jones when he was about to make his debut. Here's John Service talking about Smarty Jones.
Before that, they had very thin, was more covers than anything. So when he reared up and hit that bar, there was only maybe a 1/16 of an inch cover on it. And then after that, they came up with this idea with this huge, wasn't rubber, but it was a heavy, heavy foam to cover all the iron in the starting gate. So subsequently, it became a whole lot more safer. Back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, there was more jockeys killed in the starting gate than on the racetrack. And they used to call it the Iron Monster. So we've come a long way.
So we've had the training. We know how the gate operates a little more thanks to the gate crew here at Parks. The horses step in, and there's only one thing left to do. For Let's Go Racing, I'm Chris Griffin.
And can't give enough credit to our starting gate starter and the crew. They keep our horses safe and they keep themselves safe. That is a dangerous job.
It's kind of like a referee's job. You don't notice them unless something goes wrong, and most of the time nothing goes wrong and the horses come out like they're supposed to.
Absolutely. I'm out there with them all the time. They do a great job. But let's get into some Parks racing. And this one we were excited about. It's Monday's 7th race. 2-year-olds. It's a maiden special weight. We are looking at the #1 Maximus Meridius.
Yeah, Butch told me about this 2-year-old a while ago. He said, this is the best one I have, and the public seemed to know a little bit more than even money for Maximus Meridius in his first start.
And Lonesome Boy, second choice. He's run a few times for trainer Hugo Padilla.
He has, just no numbers yet. He's going to have to run a big number to beat the great Maximus Meridius.
Here's the call of the 7th race from Monday.
It is Birdie's Mitts. He has about a length and a half over Maximus Meridius, who's up to second. Then it's Party at Sam's with that big blaze. Cho 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 to the inside. Lonesome Boy. Then Karkaroth. Cha Cha Ching. And a long way back, Biagio settled down. To his outside is Rosington. The opening quarter, 20-2-1. Bernie's Mitts continues to show them the way, but Maximus Meridius bearing down on his outside. He's moving closer and closer to the first-time starter. Looms in second. Then it's back to Lonesome Boy to his outside. Cho 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 losing some ground. Karkaroth trying to get in gear. The half 46-2 at the top of the stretch. Maximus Meridius green on the outside, but he is kicking away. Maximus Meridius looks like he has some real ability. Hanging tough in second. There's Bernie's Mitts. Karkaroth making up some ground, but he's going to have a lot of work to do to reel in his stablemate with a 16th left to go. Maximus Meridius.
Well, he did what we thought he would do. A big win for Maximus Meridius. Michael Sanchez. Butch Reed has been high on this horse. I see him training in the morning. He looks like the spitting image of his sire, Maximus Mischief, who has been stamping his offspring.
Yeah, Maximus Mischief is off to an incredible start with his 2-year-old this year. He's already had 35 winners. His best horse, a horse called Glenn Gary, who's won 2 stakes, including one at Keeneland, is going to run in the springboard at Remington. And maybe this will be the best one of all. This is really good, and Butch is looking forward to it. 2024. We'll see if he runs them again this year. I guess technically he could run on that stake around 2 turns, right? On the 27th. Could. Well, but we caught up with Butch Reed to talk about Maximus Meridius.
Explain how good this Maximus, son of Maximus Mischief is.
Well, we're not really sure just yet. We've seen no limit to what he can actually do. He's been impressive in the mornings, and big, strong colt. We were lucky enough to pick up off my brother's farm down in Chester County, and really lived up to his billing yesterday.
It was a maiden win, but he sure looked like a stakes horse. You got to be thinking 2024 for this horse.
Oh, absolutely, and a PA bred to boot, which is a nice little bonus on the side. But yeah, we've got bigger and longer things in mind for him in the very near future.
Let's keep it going. We're going to go to Monday's 9th race, a mile and 70 yards, optional claiming $35,000, running for the $52,000 purse. Nice pot of money there. Simovic, the number 2, is our post-time favorite.
Yeah, not a long shot this time for Cinto Solis and my man Al Lucho. Simovic does never run bad races. Cool horse.
Helium, you guys remember him from the Kentucky Derby Trail with Mark Cassie's second choice for Jamie Ness.
Yeah, now it's Jamie Ness. And does Jamie Ness do well here at this racetrack on occasion?
He does good at every racetrack.
Yes, he does.
Here's the local call. It's the 9th race for Monday.
Simovic has about 1.5 lengths, 2 lengths over O'Connor Sunset, who's tracking in second. Then it's Road Trip to Nowhere in on the rail. Helium to the outside, Jamie Dreams. Then back to 10 gauge, moving a little bit closer. Then Roan Mountain, followed by Rich's Way, and way at the back, No Need to Worry. The opening quarter, 22 and 4. Simovic has the lead. Pressure to his outside from O'Connor Sunset. Then it's Road Trip to Nowhere. Helium, Jamie Dreams, 10 gauge, continuing to inch closer and closer. Then get up 5 or 6 back to Roan Mountain, Rich's Way, improving his position slightly, and nothing yet from No Need to Worry. The half 47 flat as they make their way towards the final turn. Simovic has done all of the heavy lifting. O'Connor Sunset continues to be a persistent presence to his outside. He now draws up alongside Simovic, those two noses apart. Then it's Road Trip to Nowhere, Helium in on the rail, Jamie Dreams holding his position, Roan Mountain, the big gray, making his run up the rail. He has some momentum as they make their way through the turn. Simovic is hanging tough. O'Connor Sunset to his outside. Helium swings wide for his bid. At the top of the stretch, Roan Mountain looking for some room up the rail, and he finds it. Down the center of the track, here comes Road Trip to Nowhere. It is anyone's race. Simovic is hanging tough. Roan Mountain in tight on the rail. On the outside, Road Trip to Nowhere. Simovic is game on the lead with the 16th left to go. Simovic, Road Trip to Nowhere. In between Helium, anyone's race. It is Simovic.
And Simovic, he takes them gate to wire. Really held his position because they were coming at the end.
They were coming, but they couldn't get there.
No, they couldn't. Well, we're going to get to our national races of the week. We're going to head down to Laurel Park. This is the Richard W. Small Stakes, a mile and 1/8, $100,000. Brittany Russell, she owns Maryland tracks. Be Better, our post-time favorite.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Be Better. Never runs bad races. By the way, this race is named after Richard W. Small, who happened to be the trainer of the legendary Broad Brush, who won the greatest Pennsylvania Derby ever back in 1986.
Oh, we like that. And Market Maven, Jamie Ness, we have a couple of Parks horses in here, but they are the second choice.
Yeah, Jamie Ness, and he also wins at Laurel and Delaware. And everywhere else.
And Tampa now.
And Tampa is sending a string down there. Jamie can't win enough.
Here's the call of the Richard W. Small Stakes.
Outlier Ain't the Beer, Cold and Mo Visitor. Tracking out of the clear from third, Kumbale. Getting closer there from fourth, so too Be Better on the inside through a half and 47 1/5 into the far turn run. And now 3 right across the track. Ain't a Beer, Cold, and Mo Visitor makes a move on the outside to the lead. Mo Visitor, in between horses, Ain't a Beer, Cold. At the rail is Outlier, King Kumbale looming large. Just in behind them at the top of the lane as they make the turn for home, and then Market Maven and the Substitute Silks on the far outside as they turn in. Be Better's in a lot of traffic, needs to find a way out, needs a miracle to get through there. Wide open affair, extreme outside from last. Forewarned is coming on the far outside too. King Kumbale strikes a narrow lead with a furlong left to go. Forewarned on the outside, charging out of the second. Be Better is clear of traffic now third, but it's too late to catch King Kumbale.
King Kumbale claims his reign. Bullies his way through, as DJ just said it, with Abner Adorno for the win.
It was awesome. I mean, he's trapped behind horses, and this horse just blasted through the hole there, just to get out of my way. And here comes my man Uriah St. Louis with Forewarned, who made that giant run. So it was a 1-2 Parks. King Kumbale over Forewarned.
And I just want to point out, King Kumble is a big dude. He's like 17 in some hands. That is a large horse. Well, let's stick down at Laurel. It's the City of Laurel Stakes, $100,000 going 7 furlongs. This is a 3-year-old race, and we have quite a few Parks horses in there, but post time's the favorite, Brittany Russell again.
Again, 2 to 5, no problem with this horse, really solid. 90% Maddie is a horse to keep an eye on. The 1, Butch Reed again, Glenn Bennett, LC Racing. This is a pretty cool horse in his own right. 5 wins out of 13 lifetime starts.
Here's the City of Laurel Stakes.
Bick who leads the way. Here's Let It Ride on the chase from second. Now post time is moving up on the outside and 90% Meddy down to the inside as Let It Ride comes under a ride and 90% Meddy slips through on the inside. Post time meanwhile is fourth, but Bick has the lead at the top of the stretch. It's a 3-length advantage as they turn for home. Bick 90% Meddy, Let It Ride. Post time on the outside has to reach the center of the track, and they are followed by Wiesen way out in the middle into the stretch now. 3/16 left to go. 90% Meddy. Post time is set down to the outside. Bick is given way in third. Post time grinding on the outside, but 90% Maddie has the lead. 90% Maddie. Post time on the outside. Here's post time. Can post time get up at the final stride? Post time. Post time.
And 90% Maddie just loses a close second, but Parks was well represented, got second, third with Praetorian Guard for trainer Lou Linder, and Wiesen got fourth. That's been a really neat horse to watch. In fact, all of them, they were well deserved to be in the stakes race.
Yeah, for sure. I thought 90% Maddie had it. I mean, Abner opened up a couple of lengths, but that's the problem when you're running against a 2 to 5 shot trained by Brittany Russell and Laurel. It's hard to win.
Yeah, with her husband Sheldon Russell riding, they are quite the pair. Well, we do have another break to get to, but you don't want to go anywhere because we have Jockey and Trainer of the Week plus Best of the Rest all coming up on the other side.
The Excite Center at Parks Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss country superstar and 14-time Grammy Award winner Martina McBride on Saturday, December 16th. And she brings her Joy of Christmas tour to the stage of the Excite Center inside Parks Casino. Parks Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Jockey and Trainer of the Week brought to you by Turning for Home. Congratulations, Gabriel Ramos. A name you guys might not hear a lot, but pay attention because he is riding really well. And the kid can ride. He's really good coming off the pace.
We'll check him out.
Congratulations to Harold Wiley, our Trainer of the Week. He had a couple of big wins. Always a lot of fun when Harold wins.
Yes, it is. We like Harold.
Well, let's get to Best of the Rest. We're going to go out to Kentucky. This is a Grade 2 Clark, $600,000, a mile and an eighth, and keep an eye on Brad Cox's First Mission with Luis Saez.
Yeah, First Mission has been battling the whole way. He's the 2 horse. He actually makes the race. He's battling with a horse who eventually fades, but keep an eye on the 5, Trademark at 13 to 1. Looks like he's going to roll right by First Mission in the stretch, but First Mission is coming back. Trademark ends up winning it by a nose. First Mission, I think, he's a horse that would have been maybe the favorite in the Preakness. He was scratched the race, the day of the race. He won the Lexington. Look out for him. Look, I think he'll have a big 4-year-old year.
Let's stick at Churchill Downs. This is the Grade 3 because it was taken off the turf, the Mrs. Revere Stakes, so they did downgrade it, a mile and 16th. Now, our hearts are with Nisi Marie. They made the late call in the day, so a lot of the horses ran on the dirt. She has Flavian Pratt aboard.
Yeah, and they weren't happy, and they shouldn't have been happy. Butch Reed for Mike Milam, and Nisi Marie's a turf horse, and they were already down there, so they ran, but she really didn't run particularly well, Danny, and it just came down to Heavenly Sunday, the 12. It just blew the field away for Brad Cox, ends up winning by 5 at the end, gets an 89 buyer figure.
Well, we're going to stay at Churchill Downs. This is a Grade 2 Goldenrod. This is for 2-year-old fillies. You could see a big filly jump up here, $400,000 going a mile and 16th, and Brendan Walsh with the fast filly.
Yeah, daughter of Gun Runner, and boy, did she look good at this race. And Brendan himself looked good with his PA Derby hat that he was wearing over the weekend. Of course, Brendan was up here with a gazillion favorite. Wins by 5. Intricate 85 buyer. Look out for her in 2024.
Well, let's stick with the 2-year-olds. This is the Kentucky Jockey Club. This is for the boys going a mile and 16, $400,000. Just a loaded field here, Dick.
Yeah, son of Honor Code, the 2, Honor Marie. Keep an eye coming from way back. And when I say way back, I mean way back. Runs by the field, wins by 2. 92 buyer, won 2 out of 3. Really kind of an unknown trainer, at least to me. Whitworth Beckman, I'd not heard of him, but he wins. Check out Honor Marie for 2024.
Yeah, really confident ride there by Rafael Bejarano, who has been doing really well since moving from California to Kentucky. Well, it is time for Eye on Racing, and Aqueduct has a big weekend up there.
Yeah, Cigar Mile Day, a couple of big 2-year-old stakes, really the last big stakes day of the year at Aqueduct, and of course the championship meet at Gulfstream Park is now open, so we're already looking forward to 2024.
Yeah, and our favorite, the Claiming Crown, is now at the fairgrounds. We don't have any Parks horses this year, but we'll all be rooting on our Claiming horses.
We love the Claiming Crown.
We're going to head to our final break, but you don't want to go anywhere. We have a lot more coming up. We have Parks picks. We'll see you after this break.
The Excite Center at Parks Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss the mind-blowing magic and illusions of the one and only Michael Carbonaro on Friday, December 15th. This legendary performer will light up the stage at the Excite Center inside Parks Casino. Parks Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, this is Parks Picks, and we're going to take a look at Monday's 9th race. $40,000 Claiming. They're going to go a mile and 70 yards. I'm going to go with the hometown horse, the barn horse. I'm in the barn every day with Miguel Rodriguez. I'm going to go with the number 4, Margin of Error. I happen to know this horse is coming into the race really well.
There you go. I'm going with the King Cheek, just coming off a 14-length win, 91 buyer. If he does that again, he can't lose. I don't know if he's doing it. But Jamie Ness, what am I doing? Why am I not picking
You pick Jamie Ness every Parks Picks. I like it. Well, we are nothing without our backstretch community, and on December 6th, it is Caretakers Day, so we're going to honor our great grooms, hot walkers, exercise riders, all the wonderful men and women that make this show go on, and we're going to have a great giveaways in our rec hall, lots of videos and promotions on social media, and we really do care.
The most important people at the racetrack.
They really are.
Unquestionably.
And Dick, you're one of my most important friends, and you have a big day coming up this Saturday. You are going to be inducted into the Big 5 Hall of Fame at the Wells Fargo. How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be at halftime of the championship game of the Big 5 triple header tonight at the Wells Fargo Center, probably around 8:30 or so. And class of 7, going newest class of the Big 5 Hall of Fame. A coach I was around for years, Fran O'Hanlon, a couple of players I covered, and my buddy Mike Kern from the Daily News, who got out of the paper at the same time I did, and we'll go into the Big 5 Hall of Fame together. And it was one of the great joys of my life to be able to cover Philadelphia basketball for 33 years.
Oh, what an accomplishment it is. And we're going to have all the details for you next week. Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I this week. Hope you had fun. We sure did. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.